Okay? Because there's really only two ways to go with that. I'm either working and sacrificing to my God, or I'm working and sacrificing to some other God, whether it's me or it's something that I have raised up to a place of idolatry in my life. Where is my work focused? Okay? That gets, I can preach a whole sermon just on that. But that gets real subtle real fast. Because it can be a job, it can be money, it can be your reputation, it can be your family, it can be your lifestyle. There's a lot of stuff that can be. This is what we have to maintain, this is what we have to do, this is what we have to work towards. This is our goal. Any work that's off center from that becomes idolatrous. Okay? And that will produce bad work. Shortcuts, wrong turns. Boy, remember back before GPS, and even sometimes after GPS, you would think to yourself, I'm driving somewhere. I should be able to cut through this neighborhood and get to the other side of it. You ever done this to yourself? And you pull into a neighborhood and there is nothing like the labyrinth of a subdivision, right? And you pull in and you're trying to get through. And when you get in that situation, the only thing you can actually do is stop, retrace, and go back to where you came in. But if you're like me, you keep thinking to yourself, I'll figure this out. Exactly, right? Exactly. I will try and figure it out. Now, that's pretty dumb when you're driving. It is phenomenally stupid when you're talking about life. When you get into a bad situation, unless there is just no way for you to get out of it, and you have to work your way through it, the repentance means going back, okay? So we'll take shortcuts and long turns or whatever in our work stuff and in our faith stuff and whatever, and we'll find ourselves out in the middle of the desert going, how did I get here? And it may take some time, but you have to go back. There's no answer to it except to say that didn't work and going back, okay? Now sometimes you can't. Sometimes we make decisions and you're like, okay, you can't unpour the milk, right? That's it. In which case you go forward, you trust to grace, and God will take care of it from there. But that's where you're going. Okay? That's where you're going. That's how you fix it. I made some other notes later, but one thing I didn't put on here, it may be that you just have a sin issue, right? You may just be lazy. It's conceivable that you don't want to do anything because you don't want to do anything. Okay? Because you don't want to do anything. And I run into this a lot because I like, there are things that I like and things I don't. I like conversations. I don't like pushing a wheelbarrow. Right? I like sitting outside talking to my friends about anything, even if it's hard. Right? Telling stories, helping people. I don't like helping people move. You understand? Okay?
But you don't tell stories.
I'll tell stories, which is useless completely, right? That may be a sin issue, okay? It may not be. It may just be common sense, and you go do the move anyway. That's how you can tell if it's a sin issue or not. If you help anyway, all right, it's fine, right? But I don't, I did not want to go help my brother-in-law yesterday, right? But I did, right? It would be stupid to say I was like, whoo, I'm going to go help, right? There are people in my family who have that gene. I'm not one of them, okay? You understand? And so you have to recognize that the reason you don't want to do the thing may not be because it's the wrong thing. It may just be because I really just want to watch TV today. And that's problematic, right? Okay? There's a lot more. There's a lot of other things that can be out of whack. Obviously, if something's not producing, that can be something that's in God's plan that you don't know what's in God's plan. There's something you don't understand. There's something you're not seeing. There can be a lot of those things, in which case what you do is you go back to step one. Now that's fun. When you get stuck, you go back to the beginning. It's just like the Princess Bride.
Where you got the job.
It's just, I went back to where I got the job. The CD says, go back to the start. This is where we were, okay? So we go back to the beginning, but we do. When you get to a problem, the smart thing is to reflect back to center, which is to go back to the prayer part. I don't know how many times Jabez had to go back and say, Lord, I ask you to do this. The Depending on what happened after his territory was enlarged, he might have had some prayers where he went back and said, Lord, I was an idiot. Get me out of this. Right? But we don't have that part written in Scripture. Okay? So there you go. So, work sometimes is hard. It requires patience and time. Sometimes it's ugly and you're frustrated. Right? Sometimes it's just the way it is. I didn't answer for that. That's when the curse is on it. If you keep your focus right, if you keep your steps in order, your life in order, according to who God is and who we are, right? When you keep those things in order, you can move forward and get the work done. That's all I have to say about that. As it affects church, we talked a little last week, find something to do, okay? Find something to do. Find a way to be useful. Find a way that you can help. All right? And just with all your heart, with both hands, with everything that you got, right? Do the thing, even if it's a little thing. Okay? I'll never forget David Robinson, the San Antonio Spurs basketball player, talking about how much money he made. And talking about how ridiculous it was, how much money he made. And he said, you know, the guys that are down on the bench for me, that are the towel wavers, are making $100,000 a year. This is a few years ago, they didn't more than that now. But he said, if I was getting paid $100,000 a year to sit on a bench and wave a towel, I would be the best towel waver anywhere, right? So here's the thing. As far as church goes, we get paid in immeasurable amounts in grace and in peace and in whatever, and being able to hang on to any community. We get paid like crazy. So if you're just a towel waver, wave your stupid towel, right? And if you got something else you can do, then you find it and you can do it. And we're going to say this again and again and again. Here's the one thing that doesn't change with church growth. There's always something that needs to be done. And if there's not, if I can't think of it, then the Spirit may have already revealed something to you that you could be doing, and I don't even know about it yet. And that's also a very real possibility. So find the work, okay? Find the work, do the work. I'm going to pray. Father, thank you for the day. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the work. Lord, I ask that you would help us to understand what you're producing in us, and that you give us directions. And when things don't seem to be going the way that we think they should be going, that we can go back and make sure about what you have told us in the past and the direction you've sent us. And ask your blessing on this little time as we're going to sing our way out of here. I pray that you would work on our hearts. Father, is anything going on in any of us that we need to speak to or talk to or pray through? Give us the courage to ask and to work through it. And we pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. I was going to sing, I'll be over here. Cassie will be over there. If you want to talk to Cassie, you should do it this Sunday. And maybe talk to one of us. That's great. And afterwards, we'll be done. All right.
Thy word. Go back and pray. You gotta remember to do that all the time, every day. Lord, thank you for your grace. Thank you for your grace. As we're all tripping through life, just trying to figure out what you want us to do, thank you for your grace. Turn our heads whenever they need to be turned. Keep us looking in the right direction. Help us keep praying and praying. Go back and pray. Look